with Shades of Green on KDWN, 720 AM Talk Radio in Las Vegas. We've been talking about solar, net metering, and getting a legislative update. And I want to make sure our listeners understand what this means. The Solar Energy Industries Association sent a letter in 2016 that said because of the past legislation, the state has lost almost 3,000 jobs. That's a, it's not like just a couple of jobs here and there. That's a lot of jobs that have been lost.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of families.
And that affects a lot of families and a lot of commerce. So this is important stuff. So based on that, how does the community get involved, Louise?
Well, the best thing is for people just to go on the website. It's so simple. The Nevada, if they will just query Nevada Legislature on Google, and it'll take them to the Nevada Legislative website. It gives you a whole choice of things. Toward the bottom of that list is share your opinion. All you have to do is click on that. It takes you to a really brief questionnaire. Just which bill are you for or against, your constituent information, in other words, just your name and address, so that they know you're a citizen, and press submit. It's so fast and easy. And today is a perfect time to try that out, because that wonderful, that bill AB 206, which is going to raise our portfolio standards for more renewable energy, that's going to be heard today. We need to hear from people by noon if they can. So this is not one of those things that we are raising money for. We're raising support. It costs you nothing just to go to your website and share your opinion with the legislature and tell them in this, do a practice run on AB 206. What the heck?
And I'm sure there are 4 or 5 more that you would like to mention. So listeners, if you're out there today, get on your computers, go give us the support we need. We're in day 93 of Nevada legislative session. We need your help.
Exactly. AB 206 needs your help today. This week, AB 5, the PACE bill, it really needs our help. It's under it's in the committee that's headed by the amazing Senator David Parks. He's such a wonderful supporter, but he needs support in making sure that PACE passes. So people need to share their support for AB 5, which is the PACE fund, which allows people to be able to afford to not just do solar, but energy efficiency measures.
So to remind everybody, that's property assessed clean energy. So that's conservation, efficiency, renewable.
Yes.
All 3 legs of my 3-legged stool. And I'm not going to go into that right now. Continue on. What else is important that they look at this week?
Well, those are the 2 that are the most timely. But of course, we also need people to continue their support of AB 270. Just because things are working out very well doesn't mean that that things are going to go perfectly. All they have to do, for example, with the PACE bill, they made 1 word change in an amendment, and that means it has to go back to the first house to get them to approve it too. Just that 1 word change. So that's why it's so critical for people to hear. I know, I'm so optimistic, but at the same time, everything is just such a delicate balancing act, and any slight influence going the other way could tip the balance in the wrong direction. So that's why it's so critical. People who are constituents who submit their support through this website a lot of times have a lot more sway with legislators than lobbyists do, because these are the people that they don't hear from often enough, and they want to hear from more. A phone call, an email, even those would be even better than just going on the website. But doing something is way better than doing nothing. It leaves you in a situation where you don't have to worry about the things you didn't do. You can be proud of the things you did.
Thank you.
right. And it's interesting too to think about even AB 270, which I believe all the eyes and ears are on right now, because they know that's going to bring solar back in such a way that it makes sense economically for rooftop solar.
Right.
And so that's the question I get asked a lot. Where is that? Are we going to get solar back, et cetera, et cetera? So if they do want to engage like they did question 3, then they can re-engage on AB 270 and really get the word out by going online and placing their opinion.
Exactly. And the time is now.
It
like
is.
I said, day 93.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Out of 120, 27 days to go. It's just not much.
It is crunch time. So we need your support. As I wrote on my LinkedIn site last night, sustainability is not just for polar bears. We need this to not be a political issue. We don't need people wondering if it's best to leave this behind because they're Republican or support it because they're Democratic. If you live in Nevada, this is good for Nevada.
Exactly.
It's good for the environment, it's good for the air, it's good for the community, it's good for our children.
It's good for our pocketbooks.
It's good for
And
our
it's
economy.
good for our pocketbooks. I try not to focus
Yeah.
on that too much,
But
but
you
it's
know,
true.
this is there's no wrong door here. I mean, there is nothing that these bills, if we get them passed, it's going to do nothing but bring prosperity and opportunity for us, a number of Nevadans all over the state. Thousands of people can go back to work, get good paying jobs, provide for their families, and enjoy monetary savings by being green.
And Nevada is the mecca for solar energy.
Oh,
Should
yes.
be.
It
When
should
you
be,
look-
yes.
When you look at some of the projects that's been done around the country, they did an airport in Minneapolis that supports itself. Minnesota, for crying out loud, they're out there shoveling snow off of those solar panels. New Jersey, same kind of location. And back in the day when prices started dropping, people said, how come the price of solar is going down? Because Spain, France, and Germany are done.
There you
They've already
go.
converted, and now China's doing it. We're the great country. We shouldn't be depending on foreign oil as much as we are when we developed the technology. Solar came from that little company I was talking about, Siri, now NREL
Yeah,
from Golden,
Bell Labs.
Colorado.
My grandfather worked for Bell Labs, and did the early solar work to send Telstar up into space.
I remember that.
That was back in the 40s and 50s.
Oh, wow.
And
my God.
that's American technology. We should be so proud. We should be pushing that and being the leader. Absolutely.
Well, and Nevada should be the leader within the United States. We have everything needed to be
Absolutely.
that.
We are
There's
the
no
capital
reason
of
we
the sun.
We are. And we have the resources to get it done. We've got the land for manufacturing. We've got the businesses and homes to
Now we
put
just
the
need the
application.
legislation.
So people get out there, support this legislation. We need our community involvement.
Yes,
this
we
is
do.
the green energy session if people will support it.
Annette, give us a little update on where's the solar going with residential? Is it picking back up?
Well,
Or do we need this
again,
legislation for it to
we need
happen?
this legislation to make the difference. We went from 500 installs to about 50 a month, where, overnight. And that's where Louise was talking about that. That's where our jobs went away because we didn't have the installers. They either relocated or they had to find a new position with a different type of industry. So I think everybody's just waiting to see what comes out of legislation before that we can start going back into solar and entering that market again. I know that there's several different solar companies out there that are just really waiting. And so come June, once, whatever comes out of legislation, that'll determine our future, our immediate future.
Good. And in the homes market, to switch a little bit to real estate,
Uh-huh.
in home sales, are we selling more newer or existing homes? And how is the efficiency issue blending in with the sales?
Well, it's kind of what your question is twofold, essentially. Our new homes, yes, they're selling like just right off the shelves. We spent the whole weekend showing a couple of different customers this weekend, and they have no inventory because they are just going like crazy. Our general real estate, which is the existing market, we don't have enough sellers. So we are looking for sellers because we have buyers who are looking for homes. In the energy efficiency world, new homes obviously are more energy efficient due to codes. In the existing, there's different things that we can do to do energy upgrades and bring them up to code as well.
Thank you. And we've covered a little bit of that in the past. So
Yes.
we're going to be back in a little bit and talk with Stan Hannell, who's going to give us an electric vehicle update. And we'll be right back to Shades of Green on KDWN.